follow up with every lead until they buy, die, or file a restraining order. Follow-up's key, but if you're new and you're looking for money, network. If you're looking for opportunities, network. Most people give up after the first 6 months in their career and never give up. And these things take time. Things build up to where there's more consistency.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil. Today, I'm joined by someone I've been looking forward to chatting with, John Taylor, who's been making serious moves in the real estate brokerage and investing space. So really excited to have you here on the show today, John.
Thanks for having me, and I'm excited to be here as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're approaching your business and, yeah, just all of your expertise in the industry that you have. So let's dive in.
Do it.
Awesome. So just first off, for people who may not be familiar with you and your world, can you give the short version of what your main focus is?
Yeah, so I've been a real estate broker since 1992, helping buyers and sellers, buy and sell homes. As a broker, I also had my own brokerage for a number of years, from about early 2000s till about 2018. I had a pretty good size boutique brokerage here in Portland, Oregon. About 50 agents, kind of at our peak. And I sold that company in 2018 just to kind of step away from the management of a larger team and just to pare back a little bit and kind of work with past clients and work on I was doing some flips and some different things. So just kind of to pare back from that. So I sold my company in 2018 and now just have my license at that company and have a very small team now, just going at a little more reasonable pace, working with a lot of past clients and doing those kind of things. And so, and as far as focus, past clients, investment properties, and I work with a handful of investors, helping them as well. And I work with a lot of builders and developers. So I've done a fair amount of development land, as well as helping them sell the final finished homes as well. So a little bit of everything.
Yes, love that. So
Yeah.
are you only operating in the Portland market, or what markets are you operating in?
Yeah, Portland and Southwest Washington, which is,
Awesome.
Vancouver and that area right across the river. We've done some investment stuff over there.
Great. Yeah. So what has been like the key to keeping this business running smoothly?
Boy, what's been the key? I don't know that it's always running smoothly. It's real estate, right? And so there's
Right.
there's a lot of ups and downs, and I think the key for me is just
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
trying to keep that positive attitude every day and keep things kind of even keel, even when things are blowing up, because there's a lot of fires that we have to put out every day, and we're dealing with a lot of different people. So being able to just kind of keep on that even line, and not having too big of highs, too big of lows, or getting too upset over things that happen, because they almost always work out the way they're supposed to, and so that's one of the biggest keys to me. And then just consistency and hard work, and so yeah, those would be the key things for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are some of like the biggest challenges that you see um in your brokerage or working with clients?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenges right now are just interest rates, and people just there's not a lot of urgency in the market, and so buyers are very picky, and they're out there. There's a lot of pent up demand, which is exciting for when rates go down and things kind of loosen up. But right now, buyers are very picky, and they're sitting on the sidelines unless the perfect house comes out. And so if the perfect home pops up, then they'll come out and we'll get some activity on a listing, or but it has to be perfect for the buyers to get off the fence right now. And one little thing goes wrong during an inspection, buyers seem to be pretty jumpy. I'm seeing a lot of homes coming back on the market, more than I've ever seen in my 33 years. And so that's kind of an interesting dynamic. And then you have sellers that are sitting on the sidelines as well. So we have this interesting market where we still have low inventory, but we also, so prices are holding somewhat steady, but buyers are still kind of taking their time. Even though there's low inventory, there's not a lot of sales going on. So the overall sales have been slower. And so that's interesting. And sellers are just sitting on their hands, because most of the homeowners right now are sitting on a interest rate of 4% or lower. And so it's like, why would I move and go into a 6.5 or 7% interest rate? And so that's kind of holding this inventory low. So sellers, unless they absolutely have to sell, are not selling. And even if they try, if they don't get their price, we're seeing a lot more sellers than ever just pulling their house off the market if it doesn't sell. So there's, they don't, if it doesn't sell, no problem, pull it off the market and we'll try it again later. And so we're seeing a lot of that. So the urgency just isn't there right now.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic to be in. Kind of like, what do you feel is something that maybe agents or brokers or investors can do in order to, yeah, like work with this interesting time period that we're in with the market?
Yeah, I think we just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, as always in any business, especially during challenging times. But I think educating clients, educating buyers that waiting isn't going to help, because if rates go down, prices are going to go up. And so they're not going to, if they're qualified and ready to go, I would say now is the time to buy. Homes are always going to appreciate over time. There might be little dips here and there and some anomalies, but over time, homes historically have always appreciated. And so,
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I think just as brokers, educating clients that now is the time if they're qualified to buy, buy. And if you have to sell, then obviously get your home on the market, and there are buyers out there, and so just educating clients, I think, is probably the biggest thing right now, and a challenge for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next?
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of rebuilding my team, and I've pared way back, and now I'm kind of building back up. So, um, just kind of trying to revamp all of my marketing and making sure that number one, the marketing for the clients that I have, and so I do have a number of clients that are past clients or builders or investors or some of my own properties, and making sure all of that is marketed properly, and then kind of ramping up things from there for lead generation to add more deals to the pipeline. So
Yeah,
that's kind
amazing.
of
Love that.
that's what we're working on right now. Just getting those systems, 100% dialed in. And like I mentioned before, just always trying to improve things. So making those systems better, making the communication better, making the marketing better, and ultimately a better experience for every client that I work with.
Yeah, absolutely. That is important. So, every operator I know has a moment or many moments in their business where things are more real. Maybe a deal goes sideways, or you have to make a fast pivot. Would you mind sharing one of those moments that you've experienced and how you overcame it?
A fast pivot. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, there's always every day there's something new. That's kind of the exciting part about this business, and challenging and stressful. I don't know that this was a pivot, but just had to kind of deal with it. I just had a client that, very last minute, decided it wasn't the right property for her, which was great. I was representing her as a buyer's agent. I wanted her to make sure she was comfortable with the property, and, at the last minute, she just wasn't. And so, she called and said, I know I'm probably going to lose my earnest money, but this just doesn't feel right. And that was the day of closing. So that's always a challenge and a disappointment, and trying to work through that. And so, I just had to assure her that she was worried I was going to be mad. And I'm never mad. These things just happen. And ultimately, I was happy because I would not want her to be unhappy had she bought the property. And, after talking through it with her, it just, she just gave me all the reasons why she just didn't feel comfortable. And so, ultimately, I guess the pivot was after talking through it with her and understanding where she was coming from. Then, I was, I felt really good about it, even though it's
Yeah.
always disappointing when a deal falls through. But because of that, and she'll be a lifelong client, and she's a friend, and so we want her to be happy ultimately. And so that the pivot was it turned, went from disappointment to, yeah, I'm actually happy that this didn't go through for her. Felt really bad for the listing agent and the sellers. But they got their earnest money, and I believe they had a backup offer. So I'm pretty confident it will resell, even though it's super disappointing for everybody when those things happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
And it
mean,
just
ultimately,
shows,
it's not
yeah,
about me, right? It's about the
right,
client, and so that was
right.
kind of the lesson in that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, the client is the one that is making the decision in the end. And yeah, relationships are above all.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I've built my business, and I've been at it for 33 years. I plan on being in it for another 33 years, God willing, and it's 100% about relationships.
Yeah. So when it comes to like growing your relationships and building your network, what do you feel has made the biggest difference for you?
Building the network, yeah, I think it's just consistently prospecting, I guess, when you're new, right? You're prospecting for new clients and letting everybody your sphere, which is small when you start, and letting everybody know that you're in the business, and just doing those things of open houses and making the calls, and the agent that makes the most or has the most conversation is the one that wins and does the most deals. And so it's just consistent prospecting every day, and building that. And now, I've been lucky enough to be in this business for so long that I have a ton of past clients, and my sphere of influence is much larger, of course, than when I started. And so staying in touch with all of those people, via my database, and everybody goes on to a newsletter. They get a newsletter whether they read it or not. Most people probably don't read newsletters, but some do. And either way, they get that. So I stay in touch. I try to stay in touch with phone calls and um, face-to-face visits when I can, and those kind of things. So just nurturing those relationships and staying in touch with people, and I think makes all the difference.
Yeah, definitely. That's important to nurture those people and to, yeah, continue to connect with them. Relationships are everything in this
Absolutely.
space.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there's a lot of investors, maybe earlier on in their journey or looking to level up, that are listening to this. And are there any sort of maybe common strategies that you have seen throughout your experience that you think could be helpful to share with them?
For investors, new investors, I would just say
Yeah.
network like crazy. Just network with all the other investors that are out there, all the wholesalers. Depending on what your challenge is it getting inventory. So if you're looking to buy something, then network. Obviously, you're doing all your prospecting stuff with mailers and whatever your marketing is, and follow up. To me, I think follow up's the key. So if you have those leads, my motto is follow up with every lead until they buy, die, or file a restraining order, right? And so it's the follow up's key. But if you're new and you're looking for money, network. If you're looking for opportunities, network. And so I think it's just that consistent daily networking and prospecting and marketing, and follow up. But so if you're doing those things consistently, and I never give up. Most people give up after uh, you know after, if they're not getting wins for the first 6 months in their career. And it's tough because you don't have any money in your pocket, right? And so they give up, and then that deal was probably going to hit them at the 7th month, and they give up on the 6 months. And so I'd say never give up, and these things take time, and over time, that things build up to where there's more consistency. But it can be challenging to start out for sure. So
Yeah, that's good advice. Absolutely. So, what is like the big goal that you have when it comes to your a personal business?
Yeah, my personal business is to continue serving all my past clients and the builders and investors that I work with. I'll continue doing some uh, investment properties here and there for myself, but my focus over this next uh, year is really just helping uh, my clients, whether they're going to buy or sell, and so that'll be my focus over this next couple of years.
Yeah,
So if
I
there
love
are
that.
any investors out there that are looking, that are listening right now, that are in the Portland, Southwest Washington area, I'd love to help you out, and so that'll be my focus. And I have a couple
Amazing.
couple of great opportunities right now that I'm looking at. So.
Yeah, amazing. And how is the market in that area like for people that are maybe not familiar with investing in that zone?
Yeah, I think the market's slow right now. So if you're going to buy an investment property, absolutely do your due diligence and make sure you're getting a good buy on it. Um, I think there's some opportunities out there right now just because people are there are the people that do have to sell might be struggling to get their home sold. So you can jump in with and offer some creative financing or just some creative ways to help them sell their home and create some win-win situations. But overall, the market's on the slow side for sure. Homes are taking longer to sell, and there's pockets, and there's certain homes that are gonna sell faster than others. I've had some that sell in the first day, and I've had some that are sitting for 60 to 70 days or more in some cases, and some sellers that just they weren't selling, so they took it off the market. And so there's a little bit of everything, but there is activity and there's deals to be had. It's just we got to work a little bit harder and be a little more patient.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. So, before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect with you, collaborate, learn more, where is the best place that people can reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. So the absolute best would be to text me at 971-409-7962. Text is always going to be best. I'll respond right away. I get bombarded with robo dials and sales calls, and so I don't pick up typically unless I know exactly who it is. So, text, and then if we want to have a phone conversation, just text me and let me know that you want to talk and who you are, and we will, and I'll call you back for sure.
Perfect. Well, listen, I
Yeah.
appreciate your time, your story, and perspective. So, thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day.
Amazing. And for those of you that are tuning into the show, if you got value from this episode, make sure that you've subscribed. We have more conversations coming with operators just like John who are building real businesses. And we'll see you all on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.